and I want to fire him. Can I do it, and how can I do it?
You can do it.
For me, as an entrepreneur, as a company, it's way much better if the employee leaves than if I fire him, right?
You can do it for 3 reasons.
Hello everyone, this is Federico.
I'm Alice.
And we are two HR experts here in Italy, and we want to help all the foreign people that want to start a business in Italy in order to provide them information on how to handle with employees and to bureaucracy. So today, the topic of today is how to fire an employee in Italy. So let's start from the beginning, Alice. I've just hired a person here in Italy, and after a couple of weeks, couple of months, I see that the person doesn't fit at all with the job that I require. So how can I do it? Like, how can I handle the situation?
When you sign a contract with the employee, you have to write inside also the trial period.
Okay.
The trial period is a period where the employee and the employer can stop the working relationship.
Okay, and how long normally are those trial period?
Is up to 6 months.
Okay.
And is provided from the National Collective Bargaining, the CCNL, and you can also don't apply it.
Okay.
In
so
a contract.
I can just not do it, but like, is it suggested not to do it? Is it suggested to do it? Like, what's the suggestion normally?
No, normally is suggest to apply it.
Okay.
But if you, for example, worked with someone before hire him, you don't have to apply it because actually you already try.
So just let's do a quick example just to see if I understand perfectly the situation. So let's see, for example, that I hired someone like 4 months ago, and I negotiate with him 6 months of trial period, and I want to fire him. Can I do it, and how can I do it?
You can do it. Just you have to write a letter for him and notify the dismissal.
Okay.
And you don't have to respect the notice period, and you don't have to write any justification.
Okay. And if I feel like that person fits the job and I want to keep working with him, at the end of the trial period, do they have to notify him some way, somehow? How do I handle the situation?
No, just continue the working relationship. The Italian law doesn't provide that you have to notify the situation.
Okay, so I don't
Just
have to do
continue,
anything.
no.
Okay, perfect. And let's do the other situation, like the person has overcome the trial period, and after maybe like 2 years, I want to fire that employee because I need to. What do I have to do?
You can do it for 3 reasons. The first one is giusta causa, just case in English. Is when between the employee and the employer, the loyalty breach.
Okay.
Is meaning that the working relationship cannot continue anymore.
Okay.
And stop immediately when something happens.
Okay.
For example, when the employee steals something inside the workplace or do something really, really bad. Okay. That really cannot continue anymore the
relationship, the working
yes.
relationship. Okay.
Other 2 reasons are the first one is up to employer, and the second one is up to employee. So
let's just have a better understanding. For example, like the objectives, no, the objective one. Maybe I have a bakery here in Italy, and the cooker has an accident, and maybe I don't know, he loses an arm, for example, and so he cannot work anymore. Is that an objective, justified reason to fire him?
It's a subjective, justified reasons.
Okay.
Because it's up to the employee.
Okay.
The worker in this situation. because he cannot work anymore. He is not fit anymore for the duties.
Okay, and just to have an understanding of the objectives, maybe for example, like I have a company, I've been working really well, but like for 6 months I have my revenues reduce, so I need to reduce the headcount inside my company, and so I need to fire someone. Is that an objective, justified reason?
Yes, of course, is objective justified reasons, and you can fire him away.
Okay, and how can I do it? How can I handle that?
For do it, you have to notify him the dismissal.
Okay.
First, and you have to respect the notice period. And the notice period is provided by the national collective bargain, and if you don't want to respect it, you have to give to the employee the economic compensation.
Let's keep with our example. So I need to dismiss the person. I send that the notification about that, but I heard that a lot of time in Italy, people can go to the judge and ask for coming back in the job. So how can I handle this kind of situation? Like, which are the normally how you handle this kind of things?
Normally, the people don't go directly to the judge.
Okay.
But before they try to have a negotiation,
okay,
the employee or the worker can be assisted by union firms, and they can negotiate for the employee with the employer an economic compensation for the wrong dismissal.
Okay, so but it's from what I understand, like you have standards from about the how much you have to pay for the person, but like it's all negotiable, so like it really depends. But what does it change on the other side? So if the worker want to leave and want to stop the relationship, the working relationship, how does him or her have to do it, and how what do I have to do?
During the trial period, nothing more than what the employer has to do.
Okay.
But after it, he has to respect the notice period also. And if don't respect it, the employer is allowed to keep the economic compensation.
So from what I understand, for me as an entrepreneur, as a company, is way much better if the employee leaves than if I fire him, right?
Yes.
Okay. I've heard also that when you finish a working relationship with an employee, even if he leaves from inside, you have to pay a certain amount for like you have to pay a certain amount.
Yes.
And how much is that? Which are the main balance sheet board that are in the things, like how does it work?
The amount depends from the what the employee accrue during the working relationship.
Okay.
It's meaning that he accrue severance pay, vacation leaves, and 13 and 14 monthly if national collective bargaining provided.
Okay, so like this topic is really, really big. We just have go a little bit. We need to go way deeper in this topic, so we are gonna have a better focus on these topics in a different video, in a dedicated video. So just drop a follow and subscribe to our channel. It's free for you and it's really helpful for us. And if you want to start a business in Italy, here you have to come here to have a better understanding on how to work in Italy with employees. So thanks for watching this video, and be right back on ItalyHRGuide.
Bye bye. Thank you.